Hi guys, thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. Nice to meet you again. Sorry about the green screen at the back. I'm learning all of this, all new to me. So my apologies. This is long video number 3 regarding phrasal verbs. I am going to be doing idioms as well. I'm going to be doing famous quotes. I'm going to be teaching you guys a lot of English, the meanings, the interpretations. So the first one is burn down. So when you destroy something um, by fire, that's burn down. But there's many ways you can say this. It's not just that way. There's many ways. Like this is why phrasal verbs, as I've said, you need to know them. His arguments were burned down in flames. He should have come better prepared. So you're in an argument with somebody, and if you're not prepared, they're going to burn you down in flames. You're just going to, you're going to look, in a lot of instances, you're going to look very, very stupid. Better be prepared, otherwise your arguments might be burned down in flames. Second example, she burned him down in flames. It was humiliating rejection. You know, um, I've said in this other videos that I've been rejected, and I felt like I was burned down in flames. So anybody watching that, they could quite ha ha ha. She burned him down in flames. And the obvious answer for the phrasal verb number 3, he set fire to the building and burned it down. Very simple. Bring over. To bring someone or something from one place or area to another. Can you bring the children over on the weekend? Quite self-explanatory, not difficult. Number 2, John brought a few friends over on the weekend. It was a great housewarming party. You could also bring them over to your side. In other words, somebody on the opposite side in a battle, and you're in a fight, and you manage to persuade them to switch sides, and you bring them over to your side. To bring up something from the basement to a higher level. Number 1, example, obviously more than one. Why do you always bring up the past in any arguments? When I'm arguing with my wife, I always bring up the past. Whenever, I can't win an argument, but I can bring up the past. Mention that she's done that before, or if she made a mistake, bring up her past mistakes. Why do you always bring up something from the past? He brought up 2 little monsters. He didn't raise his kids very well at all. I've got one little monster. He's a 5-year-old boy. Love him to bits. But anybody looking from the outside looking in, they're going to be saying, I'm not a good parent. I've brought up a little monster. I've brought up a little devil. I didn't raise him properly. So you often hear that. He brought up his 2 little monsters, his 2 children. He didn't raise them properly. He didn't raise his kids very well at all. Number 3, or the third example. I want breakfast in bed. Excuse me, my English is going. Apologies. I want breakfast in bed. Can you bring it upstairs? Can you bring it upstairs for me? So again, you're bringing something up from the ground up to a higher level. That's the common, usage of it. But you've still got to learn the other ones. We need to bring up his English language skills. They are lacking somewhat. I say that to my wife all the time. We need to bring up Brian's. My son is 5 years old. We need to bring up his level of English. He's learning Russian every day at school or kindergarten, and I need to bring his English language skills higher. Number 5, last but not least, we brought up the website ratings. It is now very popular. So yeah, you could bring up the ratings. I'm sure BBC, CNN would like to bring up their ratings, have more viewers, more people watching them. I hope I bring up the ratings on my YouTube channel. That's why I'm making these videos. I'm hoping I get more viewers, more subscribers. often the case. Brush off, to remove something with your hand, for example, dust or an insect. Number one, first example. I think she gave me the brush off. She totally ignored my advances. Often had it, um, not just in relationships, maybe from a man as well. I've tried to speak to a man or a woman and not interested in me, just brush me off, brush me aside. Number two, I keep having to brush the dandruff off my shoulders. It's so embarrassing. So when you brush off, so you can get the brush off from a person, but you can also brush off your dandruff from your shoulders. Brush up. I need to brush up on my English language skills. I need to brush up on my Russian language skills, actually. I need to improve my Russian. Number one, I didn't practice my English for a long time. I will need to buy a few books and brush up on my pronunciation, brush up on my grammar. I need to improve my English. I need to brush up on them. Remember them. I need to remember. Probably I spoke good Russian at one stage, but I need to brush up. Probably I spoke good English at one stage, but I need to brush up, get some practice in on my English language or my Russian language skills. Number two, be careful not to brush up on the oven. It's very hot. We've all done it. We've all rubbed against the oven. I burned myself. Number three, my cat always brushes up against me. My cat always wants feeding. She lets me know by brushing up against me. Always does it. I'm a dogs person, actually, but I've got no choice. My better half, my wife, she likes cats. But for some reason, the cat always brushes up on me, always brushes against me. Um, So building. This is going to be the last phrasal verb for this video. More to come, as you can see. Building. Add a percentage for me. You're doing some business. Can you build in a commission? Can you build in a percentage for me? Number one, to add some fixtures and fittings. Construct. Could you build in a walk-in wardrobe for my better half, for my wife? She wants a walk-in wardrobe. So I'm speaking to the builder. Can you build it in for me? Number two, can you build in a commission on any sales? A little sweetener for me. Can you just sweeten the deal? Can you build in a little sweetener for me on any sales? If we sell something, can you build in a little sweetener, a little commission, a little bit of extra pay? Thank you guys for watching this video. Please like so I can make more. Please subscribe so I can make more. I'm not very good at this. I am trying my best, so I do apologize. Things will get better. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.